Thinking of moving to the Oklahoma City area and you've got your eyes on Norman, but the wife has her eyes on Edmond.
Easy, kids.
Sounds like we need to get into the pros and cons of each. Let's get into it. Of all of the many suburbs throughout the OKC metro, many people gravitate towards two of the largest cities within the OKC area, Norman and Edmond. So maybe that's you and you're in a bit of a pickle making that choice. Well, today I hope we can clear that up for you, or maybe we just add to that pile of pickles. Let's dig in. If you've been thinking about moving to the Oklahoma City area, whether in the next few weeks or a few months from now, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you make a smooth move here to the OKC area. You're going to find all my contact information in the description below, so please feel free to shoot me a call, a text, or an email, and I'll certainly get back to you to help you buy that perfect home here in the OKC metro. Norman is a city of around 130,000 residents and is located on the southernmost point of the OKC metro. Just 20 miles south of OKC, Norman is most known for the University of Oklahoma and the OU Sooners, and is the second largest city in the OKC metro, right behind Oklahoma City. Edmond is a city of just shy of 100,000 people and growing, and is located on the north side of the OKC metro. And it is the third largest city of the metro. It is directly connected to the north side of Oklahoma City, making it a convenient little extension of OKC with a vibe all its own. So as we mentioned, Norman is the home of the University of Oklahoma, which most of you are probably familiar with. OU is home to around 30,000 students every year, and as you might be aware, is also known for its many sports, including baseball, women's softball, basketball, and perhaps most notably, OU Sooner football. Some of the most common areas of study are business, management, marketing, engineering, journalism, and communications, among many others. Now, Edmond also has a notable university with the University of Central Oklahoma. UCO has around 17 to 18,000 students, and the most common areas of studies are liberal arts, business, forensic science, and psychology. While they do have sports at UCO, they're a Division II school, so it's definitely not quite the same rowdy sports environment you'll find in Norman. Now, both OU and UCO are major employers in their respective cities. So, what are some pros of Edmond and pros of Norman? Edmond is located just north of OKC, so it basically feels like an extension of Oklahoma City. You can be passing one stoplight in Oklahoma City and not even realize you've crossed into Edmond city limits. Because of this, most of the amenities you'll find in Oklahoma City seem pretty accessible when living in Edmond, with just a short drive. I would also say Edmond has a more modern city feel with more options for shopping and restaurants. Overall, it's a great place to raise a family and still really feels like you're living in a big city. Now, Norman, on the other hand, is great for those who actually don't want to live directly in OKC. And it's a city that has a personality all of its own. Now, if you do want to hop over to a bigger city, the good news is that OKC is only about a half an hour away, depending on how you drive.
Listen, Eddie, we're all aware you can get there in 17 minutes, but who's counting?
Speaking of bigger cities, another benefit of living in Norman is that you can drive straight down I-35 and be in Dallas in just under 3 hours. And depending on if you're a sports fan or not, the atmosphere of Sooner football season in Norman can be a lot of fun. So, what are some cons of Edmond and Norman? One of the cons that some people might find about Edmond is that it is going to be a little more expensive to live there versus other places in the OKC metro. The median home price in Edmond is right around $350,000, compared to OKC proper at $250,000, and Norman slightly above that at $260,000. And additionally, you'll pay slightly higher general cost of living in Edmond. And lastly, the traffic seems to get a little more congested on an average day in Edmond, especially as the city continues to grow in population. A con of Norman is that thunderstorms seem to be a little more prevalent than Edmond, as well as the threat of tornadoes. While to be clear, thunderstorms and tornado watches can occur in both cities, and major tornadoes are very rare in either city. But thunderstorm season seems to be a little more intense in Norman. Another con of Norman is game day traffic. And while it's only for a few weekends of the year during football season, it can certainly be pretty annoying for some residents. And lastly, the shopping and restaurant selection in Norman is going to be a little more limited than Edmond. And while you can always drive up to OKC for that, it's going to be a little more of a drive than you'll have from Edmond. Norman and Edmond are both great options, and as mentioned, are both popular choices for those moving to the OKC metro. But there are actually quite a few great suburbs you don't really hear anyone talking about. So if you'd like to hear a little more about those, I recommend you check out this video right here. And until next time, I certainly hope to see you soon. See ya.